Welcome to the Supermoviebuff podcast. We'll be taking a look at the 1992 film, The Lawnmower Man. This film was chosen by Benjamin, and we chose to watch the director's cut as it's the better and more coherent version of the movie. We discuss themes such as whether or not the director's cut or the theatrical cut was better and why. We talk about representation in movies and the way that this film tackles those subject matters, and as well as how they probably have aged very poorly. We also talk about the way that this film built out its digital landscapes and had influence on future films that would then also try to copy its style or influence. It's a very interesting movie. Love it or hate it, it does a lot of really interesting things, and we can't wait to get into it with you.
All right. Welcome back to our podcast. So we're going to probably have to go through a rename change. So some of you may know my TikTok account got hacked, so I lost access to it. So I am under now the film Patch Man. It's my new name. I had to do a whole rebranding thing. So everything else is the same though. So welcome back. We're going to be talking about movies. Ben, you picked the movie this time.
Yes.
Well, let's go around. Everyone introduce themselves, and then Ben, you cue us up with this movie you picked and why you picked it.
You want me to start, or?
Well, everyone's going to introduce themselves. So go.
Well,
So I start then. My name is Mattias, and I'm a nerd from Sweden, and we talk about movies. And I like really crappy stuff usually. At least some of the people on the podcast thinks they're crappy.
well, my name is Benjamin, and I picked this movie. I guess I also like movies in one way or another. That's it.
And I'm Mike. I'm FilmmanMike on TikTok, and also love movies and books. But I think you, Benjamin and Mattias, I think your movie picks are generally okay. You know.
yeah, for this one, but for this podcast, but I mean in general. And we're I don't know if this comes in the intro. If so, we could cut it out. But this episode is going to be on our channel, Sven Usling. We're going to give a link somewhere, someplace. The editor, Benjamin, is going to do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Kick it off.
Awesome. Take it away, Benjamin.
Well, this movie, we're going to talk about The Lawnmower Man, a science fiction virtual reality epic from 1992, starring Jeff Fahey and I keep forgetting his name each and every time. What's his name?
Pierce Brosnan.
Yes,
Pierce Brosnan.
I'm terrible with names. I just can't, because I have to string different words together until I reach the name. I just can't remember it. And Pierce Brosnan, and there are some other people in it that I'm not sure what their names are, but they are the main stars of this movie. And it's tough to put in a category. It's like the director has made at least 3 movies or 2 movies after this that have very similar looks, very similar designs. So he has a very certain style to him. And basically, this is a movie about gaining knowledge through unethical means, or are they unethical? I feel like it's a very silly movie, but I feel like it asks certain questions. You know, these serious questions, they sort of get buried under the silliness of the movie, but I do like it. I do really like it. I mean, I even saw it in theaters last year. I saw the 2 hours and 20 minutes cut of it. Yeah, it's the preferable way to watch it because it actually tells a complete story, where I believe the other one is 1 hour and 44 minutes or something.
So which version did everybody watch? I've seen the director's cut before, so I decided to watch the shorter version, which was a stupid idea.
I did the longer version as well.
I'm watching it. It's like I don't even know what they could have cut and made it like a followable movie.
They didn't.
They cut everything with
They
the monkey
didn't.
at the beginning.
No, the monkey's in it.
That's what I'd heard. They don't have a full fight or whatever. They have referenced the monkey, and then he just goes off screen and dies or whatever.
No, I went through it.
Okay.
Fast forward, and the monkey's in both. But okay. I watched it, and I watched the original version, and the stuff they cut out makes no sense. Like he goes from I'm sorry I took over, but they go from
You're not
Jeff
excused.
Fahey being being not
Ch-
so smart person,
Mentally
being a very
challenged.
smart person, and then he goes from being smart, and then all of a sudden he's going to kill everyone and take over the world, and it goes like 3 seconds. It's insane. It makes absolutely no sense.
There's also the
So, yeah.
wife of Pierce Brosnan, his character. She just disappears from the movie in the 1 hour and 44 minute version. She basically there is a I remember I have seen the shorter version, and in the longer version she just tells him off. They're in the basement and he's trying on his VR goggles, and she just leaves. She leaves through the stairs. But in the 1 hour and 44 minute mark, she leaves through the stairs, but they add a voiceover where she says goodbye, and then she just disappears from the rest of the movie. So she just exits from the story in the shorter
So she
version.
doesn't have that big scene at the end of the movie.
No,
it's like
No,
pivotal.
yeah, it's not in the shorter version. She's just gone.
Big, like
What's in the big scene in the end? I forgot.
She's mind controlled.
she gets like hijacked, and then like she like takes out an FBI agent, and then this dude pulls out a machine gun. He's like,
So that's the wife who was killed by the agents.
yeah.
Yes.
And then
I saw that one, but I didn't recognize her, so I wondered who it was. Okay, yeah, sure. Anyway, I took over. I'm sorry. Continue, whoever wants to continue.
Well, it's my pick, and I can gush about this movie until the day I die. And I did write several notes, but because I'm the one recording, I can't see those notes. So thank you, Mattias. But I think I can access it through memory. I mean, the biggest thing, the most memorable thing about this movie, aside from how silly it is, aside from how over the top it is, it's the effects, the CGI. It's incredibly dated. It looks, it looks ridiculous in a lot of scenes, but it takes place in a computer. It doesn't need to look realistic. And I find the look of the virtual world to be very artistic. It looks pretty nice, despite looking ridiculous. It looks as if they actually had a designer design the world that it's supposed to take place in. And I love how it looks. It looks so incredibly dated. It reminds me of, there is a series of movies called The Mind's Eye, and they are a series of anthologies, CGI tech demos, basically. And this movie looks like a full hour version of that. And I think the movie only contains around 15 minutes of actual effects. But it feels like there's a lot more in the movie, and sure, it's dated, but I really love it. And I do like the concept about someone who gains intelligence through, these means, through computers, through science. I mean, the movie shares a lot of similarities to the book Flowers for Algernon. There's also a movie called Charlie from the 1960s, 68, I believe.
I love the book and the movie.
I've seen the movie
Charlie
a long time ago. It's really good, and I believe I listened to the book in audiobook format. It's really good. It's and this movie took a lot from it. I do know that the Lawnmower Man is based on a script called Cyber God, and has nothing to do with Stephen King's Lawnmower Man at all. But his name is still on it. Why? Because I guess they bought the rights to his short story.
not anymore. He actually sued them and won. Because the original is nothing to do. It's like some guy like hires a lawnmower service, and it's like run by Greek gods.
Mm.
Like the original short story, and they just took the name.
Exactly.
So he sued them, and they had to make his name.
But he is a lawnmower man, so I think it makes absolute sense.
I guess he is a lawnmower man, but in the original story, apparently he doesn't mow the grass, he eats the grass, and it sacrifices it to Pan, the god of nature, or something like that.
And the main character dies or something in the end.
Yeah.
Well, the main character dies.
It's a very cool short story. It's like two pages long or something. It's very fun.
Yeah.
But,
Well, those are my thoughts. What does everyone else think about this movie?
I basically said what I thought already. I'm gonna talk now because I watched the shorter version. I've seen the longer version before, and this shorter version makes absolutely no sense. It's they cut. I didn't think the longer version was great. I thought it was fun, but it doesn't really hold up. But this version, there is no story. It goes from him basically having sex with the woman, the neighbor, and then he kills everyone. It's basically that. It's so stupid, and it's so and there are scenes that it just goes from
0 to 100.
I'm sorry.
It just goes from 0 to 100.
Yeah, and there is nothing. It makes no sense. The longer version, it's as I said, it's not great, but it makes sense. It's silly, it's over the top, but the story, you can kind of buy the story in its own contained universe. But if
like it makes like everything makes sense, even if it's like done in a way that's like doesn't quite work all the time. But at least it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. Here it doesn't. But it's they take out the most one of the most important scenes. I don't remember but it's where he goes crazy. He goes from being kind of normal and being happy that he got smarter, and then all of a sudden he just goes crazy. In this version, he just goes crazy. It's just that hello, I'm here, I'm a nice guy, and then I'm gonna kill everyone. and in the longer version, there is something that makes him go that way. No, take out the most important character development of the main character, and everything is going to be fine.
Well,
so I thought this version was absolute crap. I understand why everybody hated it. Which is strange. I mean, yeah, sure, 2 hour and 20 minutes for a kind of a B movie is too much to give the audiences in 1992, I think. But maybe be a little more selective with what you cut, and not just cut it just because. That's my thoughts. It's not very much. So let's go.
I guess.
I can barely hear you.
Yeah, you
sound very muffled.
Yeah. Is it any better?
No.
Better?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. Yeah, let me put up.
Well, Mike's just gonna take a nap real quick.
Well, it doesn't make a difference.
Great angle.
So... yeah. I guess I'll start with what I liked about the movie. I agree, Benjamin. I liked the look of the film, especially when we get in the virtual world. Like it's dated from today's perspective, but I imagine this actually being very cutting edge at the time. Like I really kind of enjoyed the design of the virtual world a lot. I thought that was really well done. And I kind of wish, honestly, I think the movie would have been better had we got into the virtual world faster and kind of stayed there. I think the movie might have been more interesting. I also like the Pierce Brosnan performance. That's my favorite. Those are my two favorite parts of the film. I thought Pierce did the best he could with this kind of cheesy movie, and I enjoyed it. For me, though, I really didn't like that the main guy, whose name I don't even remember.
Job.
Frankly, I thought his performance was... What?
Jeff Fahey.
Yeah, Jeff Fahey. I really didn't like his central performance, and frankly, I thought his rendition of someone with mental deficiencies was just too over the top and too kind of, frankly, insulting. It didn't really work for me, and overall, like I didn't like that whole. I kind of thought that whole beginning sequence with the monkey, that would have been what I cut out. I would have been that. I think we needed just a short kind of introduction with the monkey, a kind of introductory idea of like how it made it violent, and then like get rid of it. Like I think we could have got rid of that monkey much faster. Did I enjoy it? I guess I did. I enjoyed it, frankly, more than I thought I was going to. I really didn't think I was going to like it. I'd give it, if I were to give it like a star review, I'd give it like 2.5 stars. It'd be like a very mild thumbs down. It'd be a very like, would I watch it again? No, but I didn't hate it, and like it was kind of fine. It was a little long, but there were things about this film that I genuinely liked, and I am to the point where I am actually interested in looking to see the director's later films to see if there's any kind of, if he matures in a different way, or kind of, it's like there's a lot here that could work with more time and maturity.
But now you have to watch the shorter version to see how much you hate that one.
I gotta disagree.
Maybe I will.
The monkey intro, I really liked all that stuff. Like, that was like a really cool gateway. What got me about the movie, you kind of touched on a little bit too, Mike, is that like I thought like the concept and the ideas they introduced was really, really fascinating. I loved like the digital world stuff, but it had all this like really intense stuff that they were trying to explore that they didn't really know how to do it. Like at the beginning of the movie, Pierce Brosnan's looking out the window, and we see that thing just like slap across the face, and he's just like, "Oh, the phone." Like we just like immediately like cut to him like on the phone, like your monkey escaped. And so he like goes off and like,
yeah.
And I'm like so loud.
There is some echo from your
Like a disturbance in whenever you're talking.
Is that better?
Yeah,
It seems to be.
Okay, so there's that part with like.
Well, now it's
No, it
back.
I don't know why.
Do you have any headphones?
I can't hear anything, but
There, is that better now? I think it's picking up my talking audio
No, it's still there.
yeah.
because we know like he doesn't really know what's happening, so it's like he can't really like.
yeah.
It's just like I know it's like a very common thing in like that. Like Edward Scissorhands does it. There's like a lot of movies where it was like men that can't really consent to what's happening getting taken in by like neighborly women that are like, I'm going to make a man out of you, but they don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, oh, this is fine.
Yeah, it's like if it's the other way around, it's terrible. But this,
Yeah, this is okay. Like even like, his uncle was like, get up there. What are you doing?
Did you guys ever see the show Doogie Howser?
no, maybe when I grew up, I don't remember.
It's with the guy who played Barney Stinson.
Oh, is that Neil Patrick Harris?
Neil Patrick Harris, and you brought up something interesting because the premise of the show is that he's really smart and he becomes a doctor at 11 or something, and it's his adventure. And there's one point in the show where the 20-year-old fellow doctor falls in love with him and seduces him, and you're watching it now going, wait, he's 13 at this point, and you're like 25. Like, and that was just an uncomfortable
It was
moment.
just a much more common trope back then. But like I feel like the way that they like built up to like the revenge and everything felt very earned.
Yeah.
So, like when he does finally go crazy and he like goes after the priest, like that scene in the church, like the effects are a little bit silly, but like the presentation of it was so well. Like he's up there on top of the altar, like on top of like the thing with the stained glass is behind him,
Yeah.
Like, forgive me if my father, for I have sinned, and he just like, sets him on fire. Like that was such like a intense moment, and then like taking that guy out with the lawnmower in the house.
Yeah, and there is no setup in the shorter version.
He just
They
goes
cut
crazy.
that out. The most important part they cut out. Do he do? I'm sorry. I'm gonna find the right grammar.
Does he?
Yeah, does he not understand what's going on when the woman seduces him when he's fit? I mean, he has been smarter. It's not like he's.
I guess it's true. Like he is technically smart, but it's just like a weird.
Yeah, but the woman is fully aware that he's sort of mentally handicapped. The only difference to her is that he took his shirt off.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
he's just like ripped now. Like he's not wearing a shirt, so she's like, okay, fair game.
In my head, what came to my mind was Asperger's. That now he is much smarter of a particular type of smartness, but he is not a fuller, more well-rounded human being who can understand relational stuff.
Yeah,
that's the way that I kind of took it.
But it did then lead to like the revenge arc of it made more sense when he had the relationship with her.
Yeah.
I mean, it does remind me of Flowers for Algernon in the way that, I mean, the main point of the book is that the main character realizes that basically everyone makes fun of him, and that makes him sad. when he actually gets intelligent enough. And it's not the same thing, but it's very similar in The Lawnmower Man. He begins to realize how many people take advantage of him, how many people actually don't like him at all. And the revenge, I guess, comes more through a revenge against society for having wronged him. But then he gains like super intelligence on top of that. He gets Pierce Brosnan basically tells him, you have a Christ complex.
Cyber Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
Back to the neighbor. When he has sex with her and then he takes her into the
Virtual
machine,
reality.
Is she in the movie after that in the longer version?
I think you can see her in the background in one scene, but she's totally demented.
No, she comes back because she's the wife of like the guy that gets killed, right? So she's like, oh, my husband died, and then she and Pierce Brosnan and the kid like escape together at the end of the movie, or is that a different?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's a neighbor. That's a mom to.
To the son.
So she does make it because a comeback in it because the Lawnmower Man puts her to sleep before he lawnmowers the dad.
No, I'm talking about
the girl he brings to the virtual reality station.
Girl
No, that's not the same. The woman.
I missed that.
The woman he has sex with is a completely different neighbor. I think there are sets of.
I just saw blonde neighbor. I didn't realize.
They all look the same, I guess.
Because in the shorter version, when he's talking to the greatest character in movie history, the cop,
who just says this is a
bird bath.
Oh God.
He says that there is another neighbor woman or something, and she's all weird and goes around naked in the neighborhood. And that's the only time they mention her, and she's never mentioned again.
Yeah, but in the shorter version, she is, I guess, mentally raped by him, right?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Is that storyline handled better?
Yeah, after that, that's it. There's that line about her running around naked, and then we don't ever see.
But we know why.
Yeah, but we know why in the other one as well, because he's still doing. It's longer in the longer version, but he's still bringing him there, and she says, "No, please stop," and he doesn't. So he does mind rape her in that. So yeah.
One thing I want to say is I agree with you, Michael, because when it comes to Jeff Fahey's performance, he's basically, for the first half of the movie, before he gains any greater intelligence, he's basically playing a cartoon character. He plays like Simple Jack from Tropic Thunder. That's what he's playing. It's not very believable. It's outright funny. We laughed in the theater because it's so absurd. But I feel like his performance when he gains intelligence and then super intelligence, and when he gains the so-called cyber Christ complex, I find him very believable there. I think he really choose the scenery in a good way. I really like him in those scenes because he knows how to be intimidating in a very believable way. But I feel like they should have done something completely different with the character in the first half with the movie. The clothes he's wearing, he looks like Trey Parker with the hair and everything.
Yeah,
he looks.
That's a good. I agree with you too. The scene I really like is when he's in the car with the kid. And he's popping in the different CDs. He's like, "This is great. This is great." The kid's like, "You might like it if you listen to a full song." No, there's no time. And then he has that meltdown in the diner where he's reading everybody's thoughts. And you can see him struggling with his new reality of learning all these people, and no one cares about him. Everyone's disgusted by him, or they're put off by him, or "Oh, I hope he doesn't throw up." What's this dude's problem? And he just realizes no one cares about anyone.
Exactly.
So the way he did that scene, he's grabbing his head, you feel how ill he feels, he's sweating, I thought that was a really I agree with you, everything once he starts becoming more intelligent, his acting is really good.
It works better. But I guess for me, the beginning scenes of him, it wound up being at such a deficit to me.
No,
that I was like, okay, now he's. By the time I got to the end, I was like, okay, now he's at ground zero, but the movie's over.
They should just made him a janitor that worked there. That they were like, "Do you want to do this project?" And he's like, "Sure." And then he gains the super intelligence.
Yeah.
I think it's a little unfair to shit on him. I think it's more a bad written character.
Yeah.
What else can you do in a situation like that? So I think he does the best he can as well.
I mean, the clothes and the hair was his idea. Jeff
really?
Fahey's idea. I mean, but I'm not sure if it was his intent to play the first half of the character exactly like that. I'm sure he's giving the director exactly what he wants, which is this cartoon character. I guess it's supposed to be like a contrast, like a completely overdone contrast from the beginning to the end.
But isn't it also that? No, I had a point. That was the best point I ever made, and I forgot.
And now you forgot it. Okay. Well,
let me think about it for a while.
Shit happens.
But it's the other thing that kind of came to my mind as I was watching the film, as he got smarter, and this is where I kind of, like I said before, the term Asperger's kind of came to me, because he starts to realize that yes, people have been mean to him, more mean to him than he suspected, but he goes too far in the other direction in terms of his ability. He misinterprets people's actions again, just like before when he couldn't understand that some people liked him and some people didn't, and he was over interpreting them to be kind. In the other side, he fails to, I think, like really understand. I know at the end he kind of decides to save the boy, and he kind of like has this sort of split moment where he, says, okay, go save the boy, go, whatever. But like I think again, it's again where the Asperger side thing comes to me, of like, he still doesn't understand the way that people are. He doesn't understand that there are people that genuinely could care about him, or
I disagree on your reading, because for the priest was beating him with a belt, and it's implied that he did other things to him as well. And then everyone he took out did him physical or deep emotional harm.
But the Pierce Brosnan character didn't. And
no,
he kept trying to kill him.
Pierce Brosnan was trying to stop him. That's the only reason he's trying to kill Pierce Brosnan. Like, if Pierce Brosnan had left him alone, he wouldn't have targeted him.
Yeah.
The only people he targeted are people that genuinely physically hurt him.
He wanted to take over the world.
Yeah, exactly. His main goal is to control.
It to the whole world hates me.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually he does that whole thing where he's like, "Oh, we gotta talk about that ending, because that ending was so great." Where he's like, "The birth will be the ring heard around," and then all the phones ring at the end of the movie.
That was great.
I was like, that is a solid ending to this movie. They're going up the stairs, and she's like, "Is it over? Do you think he's gone?" And then the phone rings, and they keep panning out, and all the phones are ringing around the world. You're just like, "Oh no, he did it!"
I think it's actually chilling in a way.
Yeah.
It's almost a horror movie.
I actually probably interpret that in a different way. Not that he took over the world, but the world was now saved, and people could use the phone and so on, because he's turned everything off. So they couldn't talk to him, or they couldn't communicate before, and now they can, because he's not there anymore. But
I thought they made a point in the movie that if he succeeds, it'll be because the phone rings or something.
Yeah, because you made a line about how the
you'll know that I'm alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then they probably cut that one out.
Probably, so it doesn't
They
make
cut
sense.
everything out of the shorter version.
I mean, there are certain other things to the story that it doesn't matter which version you watch, because they don't really follow up on it. There is a very interesting part in the movie where you can see that he has the ability to levitate, read people's minds, break the laws of physics. I mean, his powers at the end are very absurd. I'm not really sure how they work. He's got the powers of early 1990s CGI. That's his powers.
The squeeze toothpaste out of a tube.
What?
Squeeze toothpaste out of a tube with his mind.
Yeah, exactly. The typical powers that someone would like. But he tells the Pierce Brosnan character that because I can't remember what Pierce Brosnan's character is named. I'm just going to call him Pierce Brosnan. He says that
can call him James Bond.
Yeah, James Bond. When he
Make it even more irritating and confusing.
exactly. But when Job, the main character, when he shows him his powers, he tells him that, oh, this is also new. And then Job tells him, this is not new. This is stuff that people have been able to do for the past thousand years, but we have forgotten it. But through the usage of virtual reality and computers, we have unlocked some core part of the brain, which I found very, very interesting. It's silly, but it's interesting. But the movie does nothing to follow up on it. It's never mentioned again after that.
He becomes a golden head. That's important.
What?
He becomes a golden head.
You mean at the end when he becomes full
Yeah,
CG?
that's important. That's floating.
Oh, that's also a great scene when he transforms himself into a fully CG character, and they show the real world like result of that. His insides are sucked into the computer or something. It drains his body, so it's like he turns into cloth basically in the real world.
Yeah.
It looks ridiculous in a good way. It looks absurd, and I really like the way it looks.
I'm curious for Patrick and for Mattias, would you overall recommend the film if someone were to ask you, should I see this film or not? Because for me, like I said, it's marginal, but I'd say probably not. Like
I would give the longer version less of a grade than you. I would give it 2, not 2.5, but only 2. But I still would recommend it because that also depends if you like the virtual reality aspect of it. If you hate movies about that, then don't watch it. It's like watching a good Western film. If you hate Westerns, don't do it. It doesn't matter. This version, no one should ever watch ever, and it should be burned and it should just be it should just be buried or burned or both.
I think I would recommend it if someone was into, like he was saying, like these kinds of movies. Like it's like a particular flavor of film. It's like I wouldn't recommend this to just like regular people, if that makes sense. Like, oh, you're looking for a movie to watch tonight? Check out Lawnmower Man. But like if someone was like, I'm into like, because there's like
B-movies.
Because there's so many cool and interesting ideas in them, and like it's not a badly put together movie in the sense that like you can actually like sometimes there's bad movies that are like bad, they're like unfollowable, like they just don't make sense on top of everything else. Like this one actually like at least
like Trolls 2.
We're able to discuss about it because there's like a lot that has going for it as well as like the other side. It's just hard to more with the problematic elements of it in 2025 to like fully recommend it to most people. Because they just like, even like the tagline of the movie, God made him simple, science made him God.
There is me and Benjamin, we watch a lot of B movies, and there is a TV film from 95, 96, I think, called Hologram Man, which is a similar thing. It's a guy who becomes a
hologram.
Yeah. And it's cyberspace and whatever, and that's a really terrible movie. This is not that bad. This version, the short version, is bad because it doesn't make sense. But the other one, it's as you said, it's well put together. It doesn't work fully. It does lack. It drops off a bit, and there are silly things in it and so on. But the actors do their best. I think Pierce Brosnan is very much overlooked as a good actor. It's a lot of he's often seen as he was James Bond and he was Remington Steele. He can only do the cool charming guy. No, he can be an asshole. So I think again, if you like this subject matter, watch it. The director made Virtuosity a couple of years later, which is a better movie, but not very
with
great.
Denzel and Russell Crowe, right?
Yeah. and it's the same kind of idea, and it's better handled. But I think there are ideas in this that kind of works, and it's
Maybe I will
interesting.
watch that one because I do love Denzel, so maybe I'll see if different actor, if it gives a different flavor.
It's
to
a
the
fun
film.
movie. I think my verdict is pretty clear, but I think I can actually.
You hate it.
I hate it, as if you can't tell by my tone. But for me, it's the same thing. I recommend it if you like the subject matter and if you like early 90s science fiction. And
would you recommend it to someone? Because the other genre that came to my mind was the Godzilla type films, the monster films. Like if someone liked that kind of film,
not really,
like
but
Godzilla, like whatever versus whatever.
No, I
you
would
might like this kind of film.
I think I would maybe compare it more to like the top of the line is The Matrix. If we're talking about cyberpunk, and The Lawnmower Man is cyberpunk. It's not. I mean, it's not comparable to The Matrix in quality, but if you compare it to movies that came out around a similar time, let's say Johnny Mnemonic, which is a pretty famous movie too. I think The Lawnmower Man is vastly superior to Johnny Mnemonic. I mean, Johnny Mnemonic has a few cool scenes in it, but it's so boring. The Lawnmower Man is never boring.
No, never boring.
What about Dark City?
This version.
Oh, it's a lot worse than Dark City.
I haven't seen Dark City, so I can't say anything about that.
Dark City is like phenomenal.
I like that one.
But if you like Dark City, you might want to check out Lawnmower Man.
Yeah. Because it doesn't have the virtual reality component, but it does have the what is real and what is not real component. And Kiefer Sutherland is great in that film too.
Yeah, I really like it.
It's also like there's a lot of films because, like, for instance, I really like the '90s Super Mario Brothers movie because I just
come on, no, we're not going down that path.
Such big swings with its subject matter, and I think there's like an appreciation for like there's like these '90s movies that are just like they were given like enough free reign that they're just like we're just gonna do a thing with it and just see what works.
I liked the '90s Ninja Turtles.
I mean, I think that's a really good movie considering the, strange subject matter. I think it's a good movie.
Yeah.
It tells a very clear story of friendship, family, and all of that stuff. It actually tells a story with themes, which I like. And the funny thing you said about Super Mario Brothers, the director duo who made that movie also made, what's it called? His name is... he's a virtual reality computer character from the 1980s. What's his name?
The one we always talk about.
Yeah.
Matt Frewer.
Yeah.
It's Max Headroom.
Max Headroom. And the funny thing about that, Max Headroom is played by Matt Frewer, and in the sequel to Lawnmower Man, he plays Job, the main character.
But then he's in the real world again.
Sort of. We find out in the sequel. Don't watch the sequel. It's incredibly boring, despite having a few cool scenes in it. I mean, I much rather recommend the first one. The second one is really, really dull, unfortunately.
I would like to, going back to Super Mario Brothers again, just on a side note, they were a married couple and then they divorced. And the female of the duo made a movie a couple years ago that was actually good. Which surprised me. So yeah,
I will stand by the Super Mario Brothers being a good movie because when you consider the fact that there was only 4 games out when they made that movie to base their lore off of, they had like nothing to go off of.
Yeah, but then we get to the point. Do you actually think it's a good movie or do you enjoy the movie? That's 2 different questions.
That's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Neither for me. Neither.
I enjoy parts of it. I think there are a lot of good ideas in it, but I think it's a shit movie. But it's the same thing with something like Howard the Duck, which is a crap movie, but I love it. It's so bad, but it's so entertaining probably because it is so bad. So yeah.
The one movie that's kind of in that genre that I somehow liked despite myself was Trolls 2. Not Trolls 1. Trolls 2.
Trolls 2, the The animated one or the one from the 80s?
The one
The
from
one
the
that had no
80s.
trolls in
Because
it.
there is no S in
That
troll.
has no troll in
Yeah,
it.
it's
and,
troll.
like,
It's troll, not troll.
they wind up getting killed because the trolls wind up being vegetarian, or they wind up being anti-vegetable. Sorry, they wind up being against the vegetables or something. Like,
I saw that in
and I
a
still remember
theater.
that scene of like when
Yeah,
he
me
like
too.
that became a meme of him going no or no, oh my god,
They're eating them, and then they're gonna eat me.
that was funny.
So we have 10 minutes left. Should we
Yeah.
wrap it up with this discussion?
I think so. So so how many actually recommend it?
The longer version I can recommend.
I think it's not. If I would recommend it, it's who I would recommend it to. There's definitely people I could see myself recommending it to.
Let me rephrase it, Patrick. Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. Like I liked it enough to where like I would like to watch it with like an audio commentary track.
Okay.
Like get into like like I want to know like enough so that I would like dig around some more and like the behind the scenes stuff.
It's very
It's
interesting.
not what I'm gonna like turn off and then like forget about and like walk away from. Like, oh, I'll never think of that movie again.
Yeah. For me, like I said, it was a very gentle dislike, a very gentle thumbs down. It was like, no, not quite. Didn't quite make it. Had they cut the end, had like we said before, had they done something different with the beginning, I think I would have liked it because I liked the second half of the film much better. But.
And as I said before, I'm not sure if I think it's a good movie, but I really, really enjoy it. I mean, I like it so much that I actually modeled the lights in my room to look like the science lab. The blue lights and everything. So it's
How will people know that? Because they've never seen your room before. You've always been in my...
No, I remodeled your white wall to look like something else. So it's a recommendation for me if you're curious, if you find those types of early 1990s science fiction movies interesting. And I actually do think it's required watching if you like early cyberpunk, because it's way earlier than something like The Matrix. And as I said before, it's much more entertaining than Johnny Mnemonic.
And
That is
even, I think
insane.
it's around this, you talk about the cyberpunk, it's even, I think, from the same time period as, like, I know they're different genres, but, like, Akira came out at the same time, and Ghost in the Shell, and they kind of have all this cyberpunk aesthetic to them. Like, again, I realize those are anime films, not live action, so it's different, but...
I mean, you definitely...
Yeah, if you like cyberpunk, I think that would be a fine place to start. So, should we discuss what we're gonna do next time, or wait till we're offline for that?
I think we got like 6 more minutes. I think we can discuss.
So my suggestion, I mean, obviously we can pick a movie and watch it next time. I thought it would be more fun to like have everybody go through everything they've seen in 2025, not necessarily in theaters, but just anything you saw in 2025. And we can come up, we can decide whether we want to do a top 5 from everyone or a top 4 or whatever. And then kind of have an opportunity just to discuss what watching movies last year was like. And if we want, we can even throw in like what was the one worst film that you saw last year or something like that if we have more time. I think that would be fun.
That sounds fun to me.
I hate to say it, but I like the idea. But I will demand that you mention the worst movie you saw, at least the worst one, because I love bad movies and I want to find more bad movies to watch.
Should we do top 4 and then one bad movie?
No,
Let's do
top
top
5
4.
and I would say bottom 3 if that's not too hard. But we don't have to discuss them much. We can say what it is and why you didn't like it, and so on. But I love hearing about bad movies, especially if I've seen it and like it. Then I'd really love to hear about it. But for me, so top 5 and bottom 3 at least. Bottom 5 would be great, but that might be too much time.
Yeah, I think with the caveat of like, I think everybody should try to like a sentence or two for the films that they like, and then at least once everyone has said their films, then we can kind of dive into
Yeah.
Do we
if there's
want to put
crossovers or there's something like that kind of we want to talk about. But
It sounds great to me.